news is we can sit here in this spot and watch it for quite a bit until that rain fills in. Then we'll move. Yeah, if he's reporting what I saw, there's no way. There was like a really pointy scud feature, but all of that dust was blowing in the same direction, and it was wide open in the back. So, but I also was farther away. This is the storm south of Fort Stockton. We got our primary updraft base here. This is the forward flank preset, your heavy rain and hail. This is your RFD preset. This is the hook echo that you see on radar. That's the inflow area there. At that point is where the tornado would try to come down from all this scud that's lifting up into it. So if you're watching the storm on radar, this is the big forward flank core. Here's your inflow notch, and then here's the hook. That's this preset. This is the storm set. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, that was outflow. That was outflow. I thought you meant there was a legit landspout on the north slope. Yeah, that was cute. You can see the funnel, the little snaky was coming down. I'm like, I'll take a landspout just to put it on the front.
We moved just minutes before that. I actually, ironically, got it on the edge of the video. That bit. That's what the landspout was from distance.
Oh yeah, wow.
Because it's the same as what you guys are posting on TSC.
Yeah, that was when it first started. That was the second one that happened. You can see it has stout little.
Yeah.
It was stout there at the bottom.
Pretty.
Yeah, I was behind them for that first one. I was maybe half a mile behind them, so I didn't get it like that beautiful bottom. But I had it on the stream. I didn't film that one. I thought it was smoke like coming up from behind the. I was like, there's no way.
Was that right in like the hail pool?
It was. I mean, it was right up next to it. I was getting hail at the same time it was.
That's what I thought.
It was falling, so yeah, it was right up against it.
Oh, we'll count it. It's just a stat again.
Yeah, that's all it is. But, I mean, this thing's gonna try. It looks like it keeps doing these pointy little dippy doos.
It's got a solid hook on it.
Yeah, real solid hook.
We're about to get eaten here as well.
I know. I gotta stay out of the hail. I can only get up to the edge, or else my stream dies.
Right.
So, otherwise I would full send it. But I want to keep the stream going, so I'm trying to. Oh, there's probably a legit funnel there.
That's the legit funnel.
Let me zoom in on that. That looks like a funnel. All right, I'm gonna go stay away from this core. Yeah, it's the only road. Yeah. It's just because I don't want the stream to die.
Yeah, fair call.
Because I'm running satellite, so when it gets when
Starlink or?
when it gets surrounded by hail, it croaks.
Yeah.
Which doesn't bother me, but I just want to keep the stream up. So I'm only kissing cores today, not punching them. Or trying to, anyways. Come on, chasers. Too many of you. I'll fix this camera angle in just a second. There we go. I was trying to pull out of there to beat the circus, but I didn't do it. Didn't get it in time. Dropping as that core gets closer to me. I'll do what I can. I'm trying to only kiss the edge of it because it'll stay up as long as I have clear air in one direction, but as soon as I get overtaken, bye-bye. Yeah, our storm is tornado warned. If you're watching me on my personal YouTube, thank you. Out here tracking Old Faithful, classic Fort Stockton, Southeast mover. Is going to be a few minutes before we get the view back. Do what we can here. This is the only road in the area, so we get what we get. That's the beauty and challenge of chasing down here. Better turn out now, Mr. Rancher. There's about 30 storm chasers behind me. I'm sort of leading this pack. I'm maybe 5th in line. And it's a long train. Kind of looks ridiculous on Spotter Network. Kind of funny. That's what happens when there's only one wheel. Everybody's on it like, ah! It's going to take a minute before it loops back around and we get a view. Well, there are views once we get around this mountain range that we're driving next to. So we'll get there. storm bubbling up over the hill there. It's beautiful out here, but difficult to chase. Just crossing into the tornado warning. So there's that. Road does turn eventually, I promise. Taken it many times. Take a look here briefly. Come on, where are you doing this? Take a look here briefly, just briefly. Okay, I should go before the. There's a long something in there. The herd is coming. I don't want to be stuck deeper in that line. Chasers, like cockroaches in the weeds. Come on. even know if it's pretty to look at. I don't think it is. Otherwise, I mean, there's a good view out here, but if I pull over, there's 30 cars behind me that are going to pass me. So I don't want to give up my spot. If it was epic structure, I would, but it's not. And here's the turn. What are we looking at? Yeah, so not much to see down there right now. It is further away. This will pretty much put us right back in line with the hook. They always hope for epic structure down here, and I'll be honest, I've never gotten it. Got plenty of tornadoes, but the structure always looks like this every time. Just a big hazy mess, despite minimal dew point air and high spreads. Stop in a minute so y'all can Nice wide open views here. Oh, is there a there's a big old scud something coming up there. Is that a landspout? Yeah, or is that just... Sometimes that scud takes on that tubular, that laminar, straight up and down kind of appearance. You know, we got a wall cloud coming into view, so I'm gonna... What the heck? They tornado warn the one to the north? Watch that one do it. I know that one is... Oh wow, that one's got... These both have pretty stout rotation signatures. Oh, wait a minute, what is... See, that is... Okay. That is worth stopping over here. Dang troll scud. When you look all pointy like that. I hate when the scud does that. It's very scuddy, but it's like straight up and down. There's something else to the right. Keep an eye on these features here. Oh, there we go. Dang scud. The scud is trolling hard. There's something more pointy coming down. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Areas that we're watching here. Scud is trolling real hard there. That one is looking interesting. There is dust, but I'm too far away to confirm anything. What's actually happening? So many pointies. I see dust coming up from the ground. Should probably film it. So much scud whipping around under there, looking pointy and keeps trolling me. When you're far away, it can do that. Look at the signature up to the north there. Yeah, that signature up north is tighter. Bet you the one, and that one's more deviant moving. I wouldn't be surprised if that north storm is the one putting down right now. Should have stayed on that one. The rotation signature on this one is strong, but it's broad. The one on the north storm is tighter and more of a deviant mover. This thing's got some ripping inflow into it, though. Yeah, it might keep moving, because I'll get closer to it. That way Be easier to figure out what all these dippy pointy doos are and with these scud tags. Moving on. I know the feed is bumpy when I drive because I cannot find a mount that holds an iPhone Pro stable. I've bought like 6 different mounts in the last 6 months. This one's the best out of all of them. There is one that holds it stable, but then I can't turn it. It'd be a static view. I won't be able to pan, tilt, and all that stuff. There's just no perfect solution out there. Unless I get a $20,000 Cyclone Port bubble camera. I'm going to need a lot more viewers and super chats to be able to afford that. Maybe one day. For now, I'm just that old guy trying to learn new technology. Yeah, let me zoom out. It does make it less noticeable. Looks very outflow driven now, like it's gusting out. Radar trends would seem to align with that, because it's a lot more less of a hook and more of a stump. Neat view of the big old base. We're about to be in some sunshine here. Can't even see under there. It's so hazy. Hazy and dusty equals low visibility. hazy. The contrast is bad. And yeah, that's what it looks like in real life, folks. It's just hazy. Get the sun behind the clouds a little bit, and that contrast should pick up. Ugh, I can pretty much let it come straight to us now. What do our velocities look like? Cranking. It's cranking up there in the mid-levels. Let's see, panels. Man, it is hard to see under there. Storm must have hit a wall. big supercell. Dang, inflow. Whew. It's hard to open the door. Wow, what a chunker of a supercell. I'll get to the main highway, see if I can keep visual with it. This thing's a chunker. Old Faithful is big today. I can't see or confirm any tornado in there. Main highway's just up here, so I can dip south real quick when I need to. Probably do it soon to keep the structure show going. Okay, I'm gonna reposition. Starting to lose contrast in some of the structure, so I'm gonna try to keep the structure show going here by dropping south on, I think it's 285, whatever the main highway is. Nerds!
What's up, nerds?
Hey, it's inflow. Oof, what a chunky supercell. I'm gonna try to go south so we can get that structure view back. That was pretty gnarly. It's a little bit too disheveled in there for tornado production. So, ooh, you're out here in a Corvette. Yeah, you better huff it. You're gonna get some hail. Come on, car. Oh, of course you're turning left. Come on. Trying to keep see if we can keep the structure show going. Out of it a little bit. This thing is ripping inflow like no tomorrow, though. That's why it's so. All this dust in front of me, this is inflow. Not good for my gas mileage. This is probably 50-mile-an-hour inflow going into this thing. What a chunker of a supercell, though. Wow. That's Old Faithful. That's what we call Old Faithful. Very common occurrence in this region here, down by Fort Stockton. The Davis Mountains just spit out these supercells like this every year. Try and get ahead of it again. We'll just cat and mouse it until it looks like mush. I'm in structure chase mode now, which is easier than tornado chase mode. I got my little stamp pad or Landspouts earlier. Got into some golf ball size hail. Now it's time for structure. The rotation is strong and very broad. The low levels look very outflow driven and ripped apart, so tornado production's probably pretty low. If it does something, it'll likely be brief. I'm gonna turn around here. We're out of the inflow, the flying dust. So I'm gonna turn around at the next possible spot. Okay, we're getting into the clear air again. See if I can get the structure view back. I'll flip around. Looks like a nice spot up here to pull over on top of this little hill. Nice wide shoulder. Oh, there's power lines. Oh, dang it. I don't want power lines in my way. Oh, but I've got it. I can't see over this hill. Okay. Now I can see. Oh, look at that. There's actually a road here. Pull over by this fence. Okay. It's not as pronounced as it was. Big pole here. You can see the inflow train just ripping into it, though. That's kind of neat. We'll see what this view is like. There's some trees in the way here. I don't know if this will work. Let's see. Looks like they got a deer fence. Little bit. I'm gonna go back to the road. Contrast will pick up once the sun goes behind. See how we popped out ahead of it again? The sun will disappear here in a moment, and then the contrast in the clouds will pick up. Whoa. See how that works? Alright. Go back to the original spot that I was gonna sit. stepped on some mesquite thorns. Hopefully I don't drive over any of them. It's always a risk out here. Alright, here's our, still a little chunky. Not as chunky as earlier. I think the supercell is on a slow weakening trend. This is the game now where it chases us into Mexico with giant hail. See if anyone's watching me on YouTube. My channel, let me get live. Because for some reason the studio doesn't show me comments. Hey Courtney, I wish y'all were here too. What's up, Nate? What's going on, Nate? It's not one big nader, but this is a big chunky supercell. Just getting tuned into the YouTube here. This is south of Fort Stockton, Texas. The tornado warning, they did drop it, which makes sense. It looks very outflow driven, but man, it's a big old beastly HP dusty thing. Should I reposition again? Let's see what the wide angle here looks like. I'm repositioning because I can see my signal dropping, which means the hail core is getting close. Not that I'm afraid of the hail, but I'm trying to keep the stream up. Damn it, wrong chat. Alright, I'm repositioning because I can see my signal dropping quickly, which means the hail core is almost on me. Not that I'm afraid of the hail, but I'm trying to keep the stream up. So I'll keep leapfrogging it south, unless it looks like there's about to be a tornado buried in there. Then I gotta charge forward, and if the stream dies, it dies. But I'm trying to keep it up. I can get pretty close to the core as long as I got some sort of clear sky near me. But once I'm surrounded, it's over. See how clear it is behind me. It tells me the storm is probably moving into a cap. And when they encounter that capped air, it kind of erodes the front of them, and then you can really That's when you really get these structure shows like this. But there's so much inflow, it's pulling in so much dust, it's obscuring some of it. Otherwise, it would be even better. I'll try to flip around at the top of this hill and see what our view is. Don't think this thing's gonna go tornadic. It's just got too much outflow. So I'm not worried about being in there trying to do that whole song and dance. It's also on the east side of the road, so there's no road to get back in front of it if it produces. It'll be wrapped up in there. You can't see it unless it pops out the back side, which is possible. Man, it's a steep little hill. All right, well, let me try this one. Let's see. Lane ends, merge left. Not much of a shoulder. That's the main thing. Yeah, I'm going to go down a little bit more. There's no shoulder really over there. Too many semis on this road to not pull over somewhere with no shoulder. Right, let's try right here. Hopefully this tree isn't in the way too much. That's what we're dealing with here. Hello, Truman. You really can't see much structure at all now. Either I went too far behind or it's over. Pipe down back there. Go forward a little bit here. Well, you can see the bell mezzo there. Kinda can't. I need to be east to look into the notch to get some of that structure back, and there's just no roads that do it. So let's see if there's a spot I can utilize right over here maybe. Kind of a narrow shoulder, but I think I can make it work. I can get over far enough. Okay. Well, I'll see what happens with the structure. It's kind of moving more to the right now. So I'm not really looking in the notch anymore, which is where you get the real dramatic structure. I'll show you. I'm way far ahead of this thing. More than I typically am. If it'll focus, there's my position. I know it ain't focused because I got there. I'm down here. You need to look into this notch to see that epic structure, but there's no roads here. Look at the terrain. It's hills and mountains. So we're kind of looking at the rear flank gust front, which is all that. So you're not going to see that bell mezzo, what we were just looking at earlier, unless you're looking into this notch. I'd need to be positioned like over in this area here. So the storm will have to come south to get that view back. There's just, look at all the chasers all on this one road. There's just nothing you can do. I'm further ahead of it to try to keep the structure in view. I don't think it has a high tornado potential right now, so I'm not worried about being in there. I think it's, yeah, not even on radar. It looks like it's hitting the wall. It's running into the cap is what it's doing. Got a little bit of RFD gust front stuff here. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is on a slow downtrend. And it's over this road, so I can just slide up on behind it. Man, what a behemoth. Old Faithful put on a show today. There's generally nothing out here except the occasional oil outbuilding and some pump jacks. Lots of mesquite trees. I stepped on one of the thorns. That was cute. If you've ever seen a mesquite thorn, them suckers don't mess around. Storms further north in the Texas Panhandle, dropping some 2-inch hail south of Clarendon. Looks like we got some hail over by Canadian, Littlefield. There's storms all over the place. Over Kermit. Chelsea and I were chasing in Kermit a couple years ago, and her sign blew off, her decal blew off the door. Someone actually found it. I can't remember if they kept it or mailed it to us. I think they kept it. We told them to keep it. We're like, hey, if someone finds our sign, let us know. And then within like 2 minutes, someone's like, oh, I have it. That was funny. Can't remember. That was maybe 2021, maybe 2020 or 2021. Yeah, this thing's definitely running into the cat. When it starts to chew away over here, this thing's running into sin or convective inhibition. But they can sculpt out really nice. If it times with the low-level jet ramping up, this thing will barber pole like no tomorrow. But there's also a lot of low-level scud and grunge obscuring it. Otherwise, the structure would probably be... But there's also a lot of low... The structure would probably be... There goes Tornadic Expeditions, the company I guide for. Supposedly there's softball-sized hail in there, according to one of my team members, Jenny Brown. She said she got into some softball-sized hail in there. That almost makes me want to go north, get into that. Big info tail. Yeah, there's softball size hail. I want to go find that. Might go try to kiss the course, see if we can find a softball. gonna go try to find the softballs. FYI, there's softballs in there. People have gotten into them. I'm gonna go try to find them. So, yeah. Just so you know, Jenny Brown and them got into softballs. There's a nice. Letting air balls. See if I can keep the stream up, but the hail core. So we'll see. But if the stream cuts out here soon, then I apologize. It's just the disadvantage of satellite internet. Starlink is awesome until you. It's just the disadvantage of satellite internet. Starlink is awesome until you get near hail. And I used up all my cellular backup. I'm gonna try to find one of these softballs. Jenny Brown got into softballs, and they're not hail chasers, so she ain't happy and isn't lying. Oh, and these trucks coming by have smashed windshields. So yeah, there's some chonkers in there, just so you know. Let's see if we can find one. A couple of the trucks that passed me in the other lane had craters in their windshields. Here's the Dominator. Looks like the core is over the road, so the hail's probably gone. But I'm gonna see if I can find them laying on the side of the road if they didn't melt by now. Let's go find some softballs. Supercell is hitting some capped air and is on a slow weakening trend, so I'm not worried about staying ahead of it. Let's go find some big hail. But I may lose y'all on the stream. We'll see. Why are we stopping? Yeah, I think I crossed the road anyway. I'm going in. Me sending my buddy a message who's driving really slow. I bet that hail fell way up there. Around there causing a traffic jam. You know, people. Around there causing a traffic jam. Off, I'm back. I found broken hail, only about 2 inches, so probably all melted down. Yeah, it looks like these dual cores have gusted out as one complex, so I might not stay in front of it for too much longer. I already booked a room in Fort Stockton, so I'll find somewhere to eat there. Maybe. Doesn't look like there's really much structure left. Everything's outflowy, gusty, and I'm not interested in chasing a gust front to Mexico. So I'll maybe take a final look here, see what the trends are. The cores are on either side of the road, so it could be for soon for me. Maybe there'll be a cool sunset behind them. Maybe. Doesn't look like there's really much structure left. Everything's outflowy, gusty. I'm not interested in chasing a gust front to Mexico. So I'll maybe take a final look here, see what the trends are. The cores are on either side of the road. So that could be for looks like the air to the south is nothing but sin, so they're just moving into more and more capping. It just doesn't seem like anything worth pursuing. If I miss a brief tornado, oh well. I already got 2 of them. Looking at here, nothing looks impressive anymore. It's all just gusted out and outflowy, like I've been saying on stream. I'm gonna flip around here. Yeah, see, there's not even any structure left anymore. It's just outflow and scud. I've been on this highway a lot, but man, the truck traffic today is extra. There, sit here for a moment. There's just a gust front. You pipe down back there. My inverter. Yeah, this could be winding down for me. There's a new hail core off to the west of the road, but there's no roads to even get there if I wanted to. So might just be head back to Fort Stockton, find some grub, and hope I survive my stay at the little motel I booked. I've never stayed out here before. Been a theme this year. Me staying in places that I've chased often but have never stayed. But tomorrow's setup looks like it's right in this area again. So I'm gonna stay here. I think I'm gonna let these things go. I'm gonna look at some data real quick. I had Subway earlier, Larry, so I'm good. They were a little skimpy on the ingredients, though. And I got into some hail earlier, about ping pong, maybe golf ball size. So I had my hail fun. Saw 2 Landspout tornadoes, epic structure. This chase had it all. I'm pretty happy for such a low conditional day. Sometimes those are the best. Slow moving storm, epic structure. It's all good in my world right now. Let's see here. The storm was still looking interesting. I'd follow it, but oh, look at that. More pointy scud off to my right. That looks like a tornado, but it isn't. Look at this. This is what the storm's been doing to me all day with this pointy scud. People who don't know better will look at that and go, "Is it a tornado?" But it's not. That's this cell here. These have kind of gusted out as one complex here. We started off with, why won't this go back? Really? You're gonna troll me like that? That was the chonker we've been chasing all afternoon. This behemoth, and then it hit the cap. You see how it's moving. It changed directions when it hits the cap. Now this one's kind of going off this way, but it too, it's just a gust front. There's that hail core right back in there, but it's to the west of the road. So kind of not a whole lot for me to do. I'm not chasing a gust front to Mexico. There's just no point. If this was still a discrete supercell with tornado potential, yes, but a gust front, nope. It's always the dang audio. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, I'm using my phone. So, I bought this webcam to stream from. Audio on this is terrible when I'm driving, so I have to get a separate microphone to go with this stream. I'm trying to get away from phone streaming because it's just too variable. So, I must have spent $1,500 on equipment that just cannot find the right solution for. And this is the mount. Can't find a mount that keeps the phone stable when I'm driving. This one does the best so far, but It's still not great. Just is what it is. Somewhere out there, the perfect combination exists. I have this mount. This mount keeps the phone stable, but then I can't turn it. So the phone would be stuck. At least with this mount, I can pivot and turn and do all this stuff. You know, if I have to move it for y'all. This one will keep the phone stable, but turning it's a real pain in the butt. There's just no perfect. If someone out there knows the perfect mount, by all means, let me know. Because I've bought about 6 of them this year, and they all have their nuances. Look, I even have another one. But to prove I'm not lying, check this out. To prove I'm not lying, I got another one in here that I tried. So, yeah. If anybody needs a cell phone mount, I got like 10 of them that I probably never use. You've got the same mount. Does your phone wobble? Sirius? Hey, I like that name. Three-axis video stabilizer. I'm gonna have to ask you to send me a link to that. See what exactly what that is. Part of me just also wonders if, you know, I'm using my old iPhone 13 Pro, which is a big, heavy phone. So I'm wondering if maybe if I had a smaller phone that wasn't as heavy, if it wouldn't be as bad. But I don't know. It's a great mount otherwise. It just wobbles. Great mount otherwise. It just wobbles. It's the best one out of like 5 of them that I've tried. Until I can get the other side. I use this web camera that I bought, but when I'm driving, the microphone is just terrible with the car noise. OBS, for whatever reason, won't pick up my laptop microphone anymore. I don't know why. So I'll get another mic. Hey Joyce. Chase is winding down here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go north and clip the core. We'll get into some hail. The stream will probably cut out, and then, you know, that'll be it. I'll probably continue to Fort Stockton. Why are all the trucks honking? That's funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it too, and I'm gonna head back. I'm going to clip the core on the way up, and we'll see what's in it. Stream might cut out. I'll keep it connected. It'll pop back eventually, but overall my day is winding down. I'm not really interested in trying to stay ahead of this complex anymore. Bless those who do. Hopefully it does something for them. All right, here we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it too. I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna to clip the core on the way up, and we'll see what's in it. Stream might cut out. I'll keep it connected. Overall, my day is really interested in trying to stay ahead of this complex anymore. Bless those who do. Hopefully it does something for them. It's a funny story, serious. We've actually had, when I've chased further south here, we get real close to Mexico, and I was guiding a tour, and we had a white van full of people. The Border Patrol actually rolled up on us with their lights on and everything, like, hey, we got a white van full of people. Some of them are foreigners, so they checked us out before, so they're out here patrolling. We're still maybe an hour north of the border, if I had to guess. But they'll come up this way. They usually stay closer to the border, but they will come up this way. The outflow that I got pushing at me right now. Look how high base the storm is. I can use the other mount tomorrow that's stable. It's just not as nimble. Hey, I thought I locked you, Focus. How about you stay? That scud tag really is teasing. Dang, I wish they'd stop doing that. I look over and I see these really sharp, pointy scud tags that look like funnels. Then they disappear after like 10 seconds. Yeah, it doesn't help my mount is wobbly either. Believe me, I'm aware of that issue, and trying to find a mount that'll not be so shaky with the cell phone. Whoa, cool CG there. Oh, I didn't realize I was live on Facebook. That wasn't supposed to happen. Well, hello Facebook. My chase is winding down. I just pulled up on this hill to say hi to some friends as we watch this cell. I'm guessing the chat window isn't there. No, can't see the chat window. What happens if I hit refresh? Hopefully we don't get a whole new screen. Thought I had Facebook flipped off. It must not have stayed. Now I gotta make sure I don't have like 9 little streams on Facebook. Let's see here. That one was 25 minutes. We can keep that one up. Hey Bella. Yep, I'm just turn that. That's my own replay. Turn that volume down. This little thing getting just enough hook-like spin to recapture my interest. And it has enough lowering back there just to recapture my interest, so I'm going to stay with it. I actually turned back south because the way it was looking. Recapture my interest, so I'm going to stay with it. I'll show you here in a second. Storm may have found new life. It has recaptured my interest. The days are never over until it's over. Hello, Hale. Chaser trying to stay with my storm. Yeah. Storm trolled me just long enough to recapture my interest. Now it looks like mush again. Everyone around here just wanted around 100 miles an hour. I'll try and find a view. Really nothing great. Where you can't see. No views to my west. Or, yeah, it's to my west. Sorry, speeders, you're just gonna have to hit your brakes while I stop. The audacity. See, not much going on back there. Just enough low-level debauchery to troll me out. Because my name is Adam and I have to see every little dust swirl. But overall, no, very outflow driven. Well, we'll see what kind of hail the core has. It's pretty much going to run me over right here. See how big it is. And that is the last hurrah. For real this time. Keep saying that and then something trolls me. Unless I see a legit funnel cloud. That green core is kind of neat looking. Might get a picture of that before the hail shows up. Woo! That outflow is cold. That's how I know this thing is hail loaded. This thing is like an air conditioner, which means I can turn mine off. That's essentially what a storm's job is. It just redistributes heat. It's just energy transfer is all it is. Storm's job is to equalize the environment. It's such a small little storm. Maybe I won't get cored. It's just off the road. I connected to my AT&T cell phone hotspot for this core, so we'll see how big it gets. They're starting to fall now. Angry pocket change. Nothing too big. The worst part of the hail core is going to stay to the west of the road. But I'll chill here. Apparently AT&T doesn't like hail cores either because it went out. That's all just little stuff. Supposedly there's golf balls up there, but I don't know, we'll see. I'll take a short drive just to verify the report. Finally call this one. Find some of those big find some of those big spots. Oh, a lot of hail fell here. So AT&T is pretty worthless out here. This is literally the middle of nowhere. So that didn't work well as a backup. God, I just hate this technology. Bouncy mounds, Stupid satellite internet that can't handle hail, garbage AT&T. You need $20,000 of equipment just to stay connected. Kind of annoying. Shut up, you too. It's just windy. Wind is throwing the car around and it's like,
I'm tired. Driver needs rest.
Drive out of the rain and take a look at the backside of the storm. It's probably pretty. Of course, if I do that, all the stupid semi-trucks down there are going to catch up and pass through. Try not to drive in the road ruts either, because they're flooded. Alright, pull over here. See if the backside of this is worth any photo ops. Let's see what we're looking at here. How pretty or not pretty are you? Well, it's got Kuma bottoms. It's gonna have to get a little bit further away though. A little bit further away. I'll be ending the stream soon, y'all. If anyone's even still here after all that. $30 miles to Fort Stockton. Okay. 8 o'clock. It shouldn't still be raining here, according to radar. Why is it raining? Rain is the dumbest part of storms. Really? That gust of wind. Oh boy, look at all this traffic coming. I should have kept going. At least the trucks are hopefully clearing out the road ruts. No, you don't need to talk to me. Or are you looking for pictures too? radar, it shouldn't be raining here, but it is. Got some type of bug splatter that won't wipe away. This must be rain blowing in the wind. Just want to get a picture. This road never used to be this busy. I just want a dang picture so I can continue on. Keep raining. Asshole wind. So much dang wind coming out the back of this storm. Blowing water everywhere. Can't get a picture. Alright. That's pretty. Go up, see if I can find a spot without power lines. Try another spot up here, maybe a little further away from the wind. Just want to try to get a nice picture of it departing. Need to find a clear view. Where is that original highway? Am I past that? Oh, that's coming up. That might work. Oh, that big road we were on earlier is up here. Okay, I'll do that. Should be a nice view up here. Take a few pictures of the departing storm. Call it a day. Head to Fort Stockton and figure out what they have to eat there. There's Brandon Ivy. Time to enjoy the pretty scene.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Good to
Yourself?
see ya. Yeah, good.
Did you get those cracks today?
No, these have been for a while.
those
Yeah,
have
we
been
had a
from-
vulture today and cracked the windshield, so that's not from hail.
Oh Lord,
yeah,
that's never fun.
Yeah, you had a close call with what? Some coyotes the other night?
Those were deer.
Oh, deer.
Yeah, they were small. But
Oh, okay.
there was
I
like
saw your dash
there was a
cam,
bunch
but
of them. Yeah.
I think you posted it on X, and I just briefly saw it, and I
Yeah.
thought it was some coyotes, but
Yeah.
yeah, small deer.
They were just small deer, but
Yeah, you haven't hit.
would have made a
anything.
mess if I hit them all.
Yeah, you haven't hit anything yet.
Just
have
missed
you?
them. No, almost creamed a turkey in Arkansas. Like the dang animals this year, man.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy. I think Jordan hit one, and who hit the cow the other day?
That was Clint.
Wow.
Clint
That looked pretty
Hendrickson
bad.
or Clint
Yeah.
Hendrick. Yeah.
How's
yeah.
your season been going?
Yeah, it's got better in the last week or so.
Yeah, did you get anything in Missouri the other day, or were you down in Arkansas?
I was in Missouri. You're
Yeah.
talking about like 2 days ago.
Did you get
Easter?
that Fulton?
No.
We were on the north
There
side.
was no way I was gonna make that one coming
Yeah.
from San Angelo. Like,
We left
impossible.
Wichita at 8, and we stopped up at a gas station in Fulton, and it tightened up down there. But I think even if we would have been down there, I don't think we would have, unless you got a drone up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of chasers, from what I saw, I don't know if you saw anything better, but it was kind of, you could see the top of it, but with all the trees and hills, I
Yeah.
hate chasing in that
Me
terrain.
too. It takes a lot to get
I'm
me
hoping
over
we get
there.
some like outflow boundary magic tomorrow. or
I think so.
something that,
It's like
but-
the same setup, just with more moisture.
Yeah.
So
well,
tomorrow should be good.
a little bit further north.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna stay down here?
I have a motel down here,
Oh, okay.
so I'll assess it in the morning. But I think we might be right in this area again.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll see. So-
I was gonna grab a couple pictures and
Yeah, that's
Go
what
find
we were
food.
doing, just kind of hanging for these colors to pop. So,
Yeah,
you
that's
wanna
what I'm
pull
gonna do.
over or whatever, you're not going to be in our way. or
I'm just
anything,
gonna
so-
grab a few photos and then
Yeah. well,
skedaddle
cool.
for some food. So
Good
yeah,
seeing
good
you.
luck tomorrow. You as
Yeah,
well.
Take care.
Might be a real cool sunset coming here. It's pretty, at least. It is pretty, I'll give it that. I might see how these colors pop. Alright, y'all, I think I'm gonna cut the stream. Thank you everyone for watching, hanging out, new members, super chats, all the good stuff. Same area tomorrow, similar setup, more moisture, should be more big storms. Catch y'all on the next one.